A day in the life of boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn, what really happens when the cameras aren't rolling. A day in the life of boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn, what really happens when the cameras aren't rolling. What if I told you that behind the laughter, the fame, and the carefully curated perfection of social media, lies a day so simple yet so powerful, that it reveals everything fans have ever wanted to know about the real boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn? This is not a movie set. Not a press interview. Not even a scripted moment. This is their reality. Hold on tight, K-drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The morning begins long before the first flash of a camera. The city of Bangkok is still half asleep, the streets hazy with early light. Somewhere on the 13th floor of a quiet condominium, boat Yongyut's alarm hums softly, not the loud, chaotic tone of celebrity mornings, but a calm melody, almost like a whisper to the rising sun. He sits up slowly, hair tousled, eyes still heavy with dreams, and the first thing he reaches for is not his phone. It's his notebook. The same one he's been keeping since his very first audition years ago. Inside it, notes of gratitude, ideas for future roles, and quotes that keep him grounded. At almost the same time across the city, Oat Pasakorn's morning couldn't look more different. He's already jogging through Lumpini Park, earphones in, the rhythmic sound of his shoes against the pavement echoing through the mist. For Oat, movement is meditation. The city hums awake around him, but he's in his own rhythm, calm, measured, steady. It's this balance, Boat's quiet introspection and Oat's vibrant energy, that has made them one of the most beloved duos in Thai entertainment. By 9 a.m., the schedules begin to merge. Today, it's a photo shoot for their upcoming series, but for fans, this feels more like a reunion. Boat arrives first, carrying 2 coffees, one for himself, one for Oat. He'll forget breakfast again, Boat says to the crew with a grin. Moments later, Oat bursts in, hair still damp from a shower, late by only 5 minutes but greeted with a playful scolding. Still can't beat me, Boat laughs. Oat shakes his head, smiling, I was letting you win. It's a small exchange, maybe even ordinary. But that's the secret of their magic, the effortless familiarity, the rhythm that comes from years of friendship, rehearsals, and shared laughter. As cameras roll and lights flicker, the transformation begins. They step into character with the precision of 2 artists who know exactly how to command attention. But in between takes, you catch the real story. Boat adjusting Oat's collar before a close-up. Oat sneaking snacks to Boat between wardrobe changes. The laughter that comes so naturally, it doesn't need direction. By noon, the set breaks for lunch. Most of the crew scatter, but Boat and Oat find a quiet corner on the studio rooftop. It's here that the world fades away for a moment. They talk about everything, from new scripts to the last movie that made them cry. You ever think about what life would have been like if we never got cast together? Boat asks. Oat looks out across the Bangkok skyline, a thoughtful smile spreading across his face. I think it would have found a way, he says softly. Some stories are just meant to cross. That one line hangs in the air, poetic, genuine, unplanned. And perhaps, that's the heart of what fans love most about them. Their story doesn't feel forced. It feels destined. By late afternoon, the shoot wraps. The crew begins packing up, but the duo stays behind for one last scene. A simple shot, walking side by side down an empty street. No dialogue, just a quiet connection between 2 people who've built something bigger than fame. The director calls cut, but they keep walking, still talking, still laughing. That's when you realize, the real vlog moments aren't found in the clips fans edit online. They're in these silent glances, these fleeting exchanges where friendship becomes something timeless. Evening brings a different rhythm. Oat heads to the gym, weights, endurance, focus. His discipline is unmatched, but even here, his phone lights up with a message from Boat, "Don't forget dinner. I ordered your favorite." A few miles away, Boat is home, curled up with his guitar, softly humming the same melody fans once heard in one of their behind-the-scenes clips. The lyrics are new, unfinished, and yet you can feel the story they carry, echoes of days shared on set, laughter that lingers even when the cameras stop rolling. Later, Oat arrives. They eat together, quietly, casually, like two brothers, two best friends, two souls who've learned to trust each other in a world that doesn't always allow vulnerability. But as night deepens, and the city glows beneath them, there's one last scene. A moment that captures everything that can't be scripted. Boat looks over and says, "You think people will ever really know what we're like off-screen?" Oat smiles. "They already do. They see it in how we look at each other on screen." And he's right. Fans don't need proof. They see the truth every time Boat laughs at one of Oat's jokes, every time Oat quietly supports Boat during interviews, every time the energy between them feels too real to be rehearsed. So what really happens in a day in the life of Boat Yongyut and Oat Pasakorn? It's not the glitz of fame or the perfection of Instagram posts. It's the raw, human rhythm of two people who have built a partnership on respect, kindness, and shared dreams. Behind the stage lights, there's laughter that never makes the final cut. Behind the smiles, there's discipline, late nights, and early mornings. And behind the story fans think they know, there's a quieter truth, that some bonds are bigger than the projects they share. Tomorrow, they'll do it all again, wake up, prepare, perform, inspire. But tonight, as the lights of Bangkok shimmer through the window, Boat and Oat simply exist, not as stars, not as characters, but as two young men whose lives have become one continuous story the world can't stop watching. Because in the end, this isn't just a day in their life. It's the story of friendship, destiny, and connection, the kind of story that doesn't fade when the credits roll. By sunrise, the hashtag #BoatOatLive 2025 was already trending in multiple countries. The streets outside the Siam Paragon Hall were overflowing with fans, some holding handmade banners, others clutching flowers and letters, their voices echoing the names that had redefined modern Thai storytelling: Boat. Oat. Boat Oat forever. Inside, the air smelled faintly of stage lights, perfume, and pure excitement. The crew moved quickly, rehearsing camera angles and microphone cues, but backstage, away from the noise, two familiar figures were quietly getting ready. Boat, dressed in a soft cream blazer, was pacing slowly, reading through cue cards he didn't really need. Oat, in a simple black shirt, leaned against the dressing table, watching his best friend with that same half-smile fans knew too well. "You're nervous," Oat teased softly. Boat looked up, pretending to frown. "You're not?" Oat laughed. "I've been nervous since we said yes to this event." Then, without another word, Boat reached out his hand. Oat took it. A silent agreement. A reminder of why they were here, not just for the fame, not for the lights, but for the thousands of people who believed in their story. When the stage doors finally opened, the roar was deafening. Cameras flashed, fans screamed, and a sea of glowing light sticks lit up the hall like a galaxy. Boat was the first to step forward, eyes wide, heart racing. Oat followed, waving, smiling, bowing deeply to the fans who had waited for hours just to see them in person. And then, something changed. The scripted schedule, the Q&A, the games, the interviews, all of it faded into the background, replaced by something raw and unscripted. Boat looked out at the crowd and saw a banner that read, "Thank you for making us believe in love again." His voice faltered. His usual calm composure melted away for a moment, replaced by quiet emotion. He whispered into the mic, "We should be the ones thanking you." The crowd fell silent. Oat stepped closer, gently putting a hand on Boat's shoulder, the same gesture fans had seen countless times on screen, but tonight, it wasn't acting. "Don't cry yet," Oat said with a small grin. "We still have 2 hours to survive." The audience laughed, breaking the tension. But the connection, that invisible thread between them and their fans, had already been sealed. Later that night, long after the fans had gone home and the lights had dimmed, Boat and Oat sat quietly on a balcony overlooking the city. They didn't talk much, they didn't need to. The sounds of traffic drifted up from below, mixed with the faint hum of distant music from the event they just conquered. Oat finally broke the silence. Do you ever wonder how long this will last? Boat took a deep breath, looking out at the city that had given them everything. Maybe it doesn't have to last forever, he said softly. Maybe it just has to be real while it does. Oat smiled, that same smile that fans knew could light up an entire screen. Then let's make every day real. The camera, now forgotten on the table, was still rolling. Capturing this final unscripted moment, two friends, two dreamers, two souls who had unknowingly turned their lives into a story millions would never forget. And as the city lights reflected in their eyes, the narrator's voice would later whisper the closing line of their vlog, in a world of make-believe, authenticity shines brightest. And for Boat and Oat, that truth has become their legacy.